1320 video, and this is my unicorn C5, not to be confused with the other unicorn, the black C6 Corvette. I named this unicorn because it's a rare speedway white color. There's 250 some made of these and only 150 of them with this red interior, so it's a pretty rare car. I've always wanted this car and I found it one day in Indy and I had to buy it. I was actually going to build a twin turbo V10 car. I wanted a Lambo or an R8, and I decided to do this instead. It was a little bit more my style, so this is it. It's a Texas Speed 427, and then we strapped two 64-66 precision ball bearing turbos on a Huron Speed twin turbo kit, and then we've got the RPM transmission 6-speed TR6060. So it's got a lot of C6 parts in here, as well as the diff is also a built C6. It's a stage 6 transmission, stage 5 diff, and I haven't had any problems with that. Like it's amazing with this much power, and I plan on roll racing it mainly. A little bit of Mexico action. Didn't really plan on doing much drag racing with it, and then the first time I launched it, I was hooked, and that's all I've done since then, except for 1/2 mile last year. I did the Big Blue Mile in Nebraska, spinning the entire way, did 179, and then yesterday my first full pass was 179, so it's been a pretty good week. So far the car's made, I think, like 1090 on a Mustang dyno on 21 pounds, 22 pounds, somewhere around there. and I just hit 22 pounds, so we're gonna turn it up from there today. It's got a McLeod RXT Street twin disc in it, and we've had that in there ever since we started the build, so it's starting to wear out a little bit. Probably gonna go to a triple disc here soon. The wheels on it are Bellic wheels. They were actually a one-off wheel when we started with this. Damien set this up. I looked at the wheels on other cars and I really wanted them, and so he made these just for the car, and now he's sold them to other Corvette C5s, C6s, and it's actually the only front wheels I can find that are close to fitting in the fenders, so they're perfect for the car. I usually run a 12-inch wide 15-inch wheel for drag racing, but this is a 10-inch wide with the 275s on it. So I usually run the slicks at the drag strip, and right now I'm running the radials just because they're better at higher speeds, so it's not as wobbly, and that helps out quite a bit. So far at the track, best has been a 907 and 159. So I've got the mile an hour to run at 8, and that's my ultimate goal. The biggest goal for me is just making this car run an 8 at how it is. I haven't taken anything out except for the stock parts. The interior, I've added cage, actually I have Leroy's old seats in here that I overstuffed and put a new skin on them so it looks good. And then also has the harness holes in the headrest. But it's got a cage, it's got the nitrous system, which I don't use, it's just for advertising for nitrous outlet. And then we have the fire suppression system, so I'm just continually adding weight. You don't really need a fire suppression system for, you know, a 1,000 horsepower car, but after the fire, it's a nice little addition. It's got a pin on the back, I just pull it if I need to. And I would suggest for anybody that races to have a fire bottle in your car, but safety is very important, especially with all the wrecks that have happened over the last few years. I need to upgrade the cage, I'm gonna do that next, but it's got a roll bar in there at least. I also forgot to mention the biggest thing about this car is it's built by the Shop Inc. in Lincoln, Nebraska, and that's very important to me. I really like finding someone local to me that I can trust so I can go there and kick their ass if they mess something up. And so far over the last 2.5 years, everything has been amazing, and that's really hard to find at a shop. So hopefully I can run that magic 8-second pass at 3,640 pounds. A lot of people don't realize how heavy it is. They also don't realize it's a synchro transmission. It's not a dog box, it's not a sequential. So I'm really working for it. The shifts are slower, but that's for a reason. It's just want to do it the way it is. Ultimate street car, the way I wanted it. It's on an MS3 Pro ECU as well, so that's how we control that. We got boost by speed, we've got two-step as you can hear. I've been doing two-step burnouts out here just because I love the sound of it. And then you'll hear it hit the limiter out here. I love the pops and bangs it makes and the turbo noises. It's just the way I wanted it. And then obviously with the MS3 Pro, having a standalone tuning is important. Having a high horsepower car tuning is important. And Chad at the Shop Inc. has been extremely supportive. The first year and a half, he was at the track pretty much every time I was there. But ever since I've started traveling more, he can't be there. He's been awesome over the phone helping me tune this. He's also taught me what I need to know to be able to do a lot of it myself, mainly boost control and just making sure everything's looking good. But I'm learning. A few different styles of C5 wide body fenders out there. There's one that's like really rigid and they come out and they go back in. And I really didn't like those. And these are made by a guy that used to have a shop in Vegas. He retired like a few years ago and he moved to North Dakota and he's now a sheriff. So you can get a hold of him through people that have gotten the fenders before if you really want them, but he doesn't really openly sell them anymore. So I was very lucky to be able to get these. They fit the car perfectly.